Okay. Well, hello. Is there anybody out there?
Yes.
Oh, I know you're there. That's the title of the live.
Right. Oh.
Is there anybody out there?
Oh, okay. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's the title of the live.
Yep.
Anyway,
It's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Mr. Dub Wilkinson. How are you?
I'm doing great. And yourself?
I'm all right.
That's good. I'm always good when I'm in good company.
Oh, we'll just kind of wait for people to come on in.
Yeah.
Kind of
Should.
see it says I have one watching. I had two watching, then it went down to one.
Oh. Hmm.
So we'll
Oh.
see. We shall see.
I guess that's just me watching.
No. So what? You have two computers going?
I've I've got YouTube up on
Oh,
uh,
well. There's T.
Firefox.
There's T, and there's Mac. Hello, guys. How are
Okay.
you?
Hello, Mac. Good to see you, man. Hello, T.
What you guys doing? Oh, I just thought I'd come on live because it's been about 3 weeks, and yeah, it was time.
Yep.
Um, I'm doing okay. I had someone try to break my spirit today, but I wouldn't let it happen. Well, it did happen, but I pulled myself out of it.
Right.
Hi, Mark. How are you? Good to see you. She says I'm trying to figure out what's up with my computer.
What kind of computer problems you having? And hello, Mark.
But anyway, well, good to see you guys.
Yeah, got all the guys in here now. Usually it's the girls first, but
Oh, well, all about the bubblegum. Hi,
uh,
bubblegum. How are you?
all
Good,
right.
good to see you.
Yeah,
Right
there
on.
she is.
Cool. Let me put it this way. Mark says, thanks. Just relax and hope you guys are doing well. And I said, well, I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
Absolutely.
That's the best way I can explain it. Maybe put that little picture in your mind. Just kidding.
Hi, Bubblegum. Good to see you.
Oh, Max says, haha, I like that one. I'm gonna use it. Use it all you can. I've used it. Some people, I'll throw that line out, like to customers and stuff, and some will just look at you like, and I'm like, did I put that visual in your head? Because that's what I was trying to do. Hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit. And some will laugh, and some will just kind of go, oh.
Right.
Bubblegum says she'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Ooh, black screen. Hi, Mark. How are you? Black screen upon video. That's what T's saying on his
T7.
computer.
Okay. Black screen on video. Uh, you try the refresh and still have a black screen?
Well, if it's a black screen, I'm sure. Well, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, there's a refresh up at the
Well, I know where the refresh
top
button is
heading.
on the
Yeah,
computer.
top, yeah.
They need to. They need a hurt feelings report. Max says. Well, good to see you guys.
Yep.
See, when I don't have anything planned, everybody comes in. I'm just kidding. And then uh, when I have everything planned, nobody comes in. No, yeah, I just thought I'd come and say hello to everybody. I just needed a little uplifting kind type thing. It's been about 3 weeks, and we used to give those people at work old school packing house. That's funny. Mark says, "Hey, Dub."
How you doing, Mark?
So T says it's really weird because some videos play and some don't. Maybe YouTube zapped you.
Nah, that couldn't be. I've seen that a little bit, and it would usually clear up when I refresh.
T says, "Yeah, I hit refresh, and did it do anything? Obviously, probably not. I don't think I've ever seen a black screen for videos. I've had a one of those. I've had it where it's like all like a whole bunch of squiggly lines, but never black. See, Max says if you change the quality to a lower resolution, would it help? See, that's what I would do when like some videos I'll go to play or like on YouTube and I'll go to play it and it'll have all those squiggly lines and I'll have to change the resolution on it. So
That may help.
and then sometimes I have to go way down and sometimes I have to go way. It just depends on what it's.
Also, you can do a speed test and change your server. Maybe you can pick up a little stronger server that way.
Hmm, that's too much for me.
Nah, it's easy.
Well, I don't have a speed test, and I don't. But yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, um, hope this finds you guys all doing good. Um, for sure, for sure. Um, I know what I can do. I can. Mac says makes sense. I didn't think of that. Good thinking. I guess he was talking up to you, Dub.
I guess so. Hope so, anyway.
T says I can see you guys on it. Well, that's all you need to see. I'm just kidding.
That's it. That's all there is there.
Yeah, that's what's
That's
most
it.
important.
Yeah. That's what there is to see for right now.
Max says at Dub, my apologies. I don't know what he's.
No problem, Mac. Just good to see you here, man.
I need to pull up, turn this down. I need to on my computer and pull up my live on my phone so I can see the chat, see who I got modded and who I don't. There's a, oh, come on, come on. Okay. Oh, you're fine, Mac.
Yeah, just good to see you here anytime you can make it.
Believe me, I know all about schedules. I work I work nights and
Crazy schedule.
I work I work third shift 3 nights a week and second shift 2 nights a week um and I get like a day and a half off. Did I get your request? No. Uh, Mark says, "Did you get my request?" I don't. I didn't. I did not. Um,
No, I haven't seen anything.
no, I don't think he's talking about
Let's see,
on here.
maybe. Yeah.
He says when I pause the screen, it'll show back black in parts of it. Like I said, it's really weird. Huh.
Yeah, it is a little strange. I would say restart your computer.
Thank you for being cool. Work is goofy for me as well. I'll be on 8 to 5 this week after next for a boring class.
Uh, a work related class.
Sounds like it.
Yep, those are always really fun.
Kind of like a training type class, probably.
Yeah.
I would guess. Um, but yeah, what I was gonna do, what I thought maybe, just don't forget, Dub, if you have a lot in your background noise, just go ahead and mute, if you will. But don't forget you're muted.
Okay, I didn't hear
I
any background here. I don't know.
okay. Well, I know I don't have any, so I could hear background. I'm just saying.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gonna go back. Well, it's something ActiveX or Java. Hmm. T says shift work is hard. Yeah, I have a set schedule every week, but it's still it's a hard schedule for me because I work overnight. I work my my two second shifts from 3 to 11 Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday I work my 11 to 7 shifts. So I get off at 7 a.m. on Sunday, go home to sleep, and I only get Sunday and Monday off. So I actually only get like a day and a half off, or a day, not even, because basically when I get off at 7 a.m. on Sunday, they're they're saying that's my day off. So I've already put in 7 hours on Sunday. So it kind of sucks because I sleep all day. I get home in the morning and then I sleep, and I might get up like at 4 or 5, and then um, my day's gone. So it's really not a day off. And then I get off Monday. So I get like a day and a half off maybe. It kind of sucks. And then I'm back at it on Tuesday. These weeks are flying. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, the time has been flying by so quickly. Like I can't even turn my head and it's like it's the end of the week. I mean, it's nice when you're working all week and then, you know, you got your days off again, but I don't know about anybody else, but I'm telling you that time is flying really fast for me, and I'm just curious on what anybody
Yeah,
else is thinking or is feeling, if that's the same for you guys.
same
But
here, going
it's
quick.
it's never been that fast ever. Um, I don't know. What do you guys, is the time flying? Like the months, the weeks, the days, like just flying by like there's no tomorrow. Um, it definitely is going fast. Max says, yeah. I mean, I've never seen it fly so fast. I mean, they say the older you get, time just, for I don't know what that means, but that's what I remember hearing was that the older you get, well, he said he was going to shorten the days. Who's he?
T, you should never have Java on your computer. That is the most penetrated by viruses program that there is. Never have Java on your computer.
I don't know if I got Java on my computer. I have no idea. How have I been? Mark asked me how I've been.
Roller coaster.
Funny how I said it. It's going like there is no tomorrow. It's just, I don't know. My head's spinning. That's how fast it's going for me. I just, the weeks are flying by. Like, and then next thing I know, it's next month. You know. I've been doing all right. Getting by. How about that? Live paycheck to paycheck. Live in a miserable state. Um, uh, with predominantly miserable people around.
Right.
I have one excellent coworker. No, I have two excellent coworkers, but um, one that I live right next to that helps me out extremely, and he's become a really good friend. But he's my real time friend here, and appreciate him very much. Um, other than that, misery is misery. If anybody, it has not been kind to me, put it that way. But I'm surviving. I'm grateful I have a job, um, and a place to live right now. Hi, KK. How are you? Good to see you.
Hello, Kay. Good to see you here, man.
T says, "Well, what do you use, Dub?"
Uh, I don't use Java. I don't use any outside script programs. You may have some kind of uh, game or something that requires it, but I
Yes, I did, Mark. Um, I sure did. Yes, Mac. There is. There's some really nasty people in the workplace, and when you
uh,
have that in a workplace, it makes it even harder.
very much so.
So I agree. T says it's flying by for him too. But yeah, but I planted some a crazy garden today. If anybody wants to know, I was told I couldn't use. There's two garden beds that are outside where I live, and they're on. I live at work. If anybody wants to know, I live at my work, and how I can do that because it's a hotel. Um, if anybody can kind of imagine that, not a good one, but um, but back where I live, um, there's two gardening beds that weren't going to be being used, and I went and bought all these plants and soil and gardening tools and stuff. Hi Chuck, how are you? Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see Chuck. How
right
you doing, man?
right on. But anyway, so I went and bought all this kind of stuff, and I like I said, I live paycheck to paycheck, uh and got everything ready. And today was my day off, so got up early and went and fed my chicken. That is at work. If anybody see my chicken, my chicken video, and it took a little bit longer because she was looking somewhere to lay, and she was kind of freaking out, and so I had to open my car door and get her in my car. So she got in my car and laid. She doesn't make a mess. Anybody wants to understand that she doesn't make a mess. So she got in there and she laid, and she was good with that. But it took a little longer than I anticipated today, and then I came back and I was getting everything ready to uh, start start my gardening, and I had the owner the owner's dad come out and told me I couldn't guard I couldn't plant in one of the main beds. Well, there's only two, and so I really didn't have I really had limited amount, very limited amount, as it was to the in the two beds. Um, so I it broke me down. It broke me down temporarily. I kind of lost my mind a little bit, not at him, but just made me very sad, and kind of I kind of withdrew and kind of you know went through a little. I felt defeated, you know. But a few hours later, I decided not to be defeated, so I went out and excuse me, and I got seeds everywhere. Oh my gosh, I just took up that one bed and took as much soil as I could out of the other bed, and built up that one, and planted I have all kinds in this one little bed. It's gonna be funny. I said I don't care. Some kind of went over my shoulder accidentally and went into the other bed, but it was the wind. I don't know. Um, so I'm gonna have carrots everywhere, and But anyway, I made a not such good day into a better day, and then here I am with you guys. So um, yeah, so I'm just gonna have a fully packed gardening bed full of vegetables.
Everything.
I'm talking like way too much. I've got I've got let's see, oh my gosh, I've got green beans, tomatoes. I got two tomato plants, green beans in each corner, cucumbers, carrots, radishes, um, watermelon. What else? Just all kinds. Anyway, way too much for what that bed is going to hold. But I said I don't care, and we'll see. Oh, and I have a in a big huge pot. I have strawberries that are right in front of where I live. So we'll have to see.
Going to be interesting when things start growing.
Yeah. So I felt defeated. I wasn't even gonna plant. Because I said it's been heavy on my mind, especially the last 6 months, and you know so it's very important for us you know to do something like that if we got the opportunity. And I thought I had the opportunity, but I had they're you know I work for some miserable people per se, and it's just the other bed will just sit there. It's not going to be used, but it might have some carrots growing in the corner of it. I don't know. The wind took it away. But anyway, and now here I am with you guys. So now I'm feeling better. So I got that all out of the way. Yeah. It's not a very professional gardening job that I did, but it's kind of the way I felt. So you know, I said, well, let's see how it turns out. I'm just gonna have a. It's just gonna be crazy. Oh, and green onions, all in one bed. Oh. So anyway, you guys gotta like that. Oh yeah, that sounds like an awesome setup. I hope you can harvest some from each. I can't get watermelon or corn to grow, but cucumber and peppers are always successful. Yeah. Well, I had bought like 5 or 6 plants that were already, and then the rest I just threw seeds. So yeah, I got jalapenos. I forgot that too. I have jalapenos too. I was gonna do more, but I think I have enough in there. Yeah, chickens. Well, I have the one chicken. Well, it's not even mine, but she's mine because I feed her, and she
Right.
knows what she goes to my car to lay, and she's 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 funny. But yeah, chickens are great. Chickens are really great, and she's more my friend than anything. I don't know if anybody has seen that video, but I know some of you probably have because you watch it. But anyway, what I was gonna do is I'm gonna show you my chicken because it makes me happy.
Yeah, she's really enjoyed
I live
having
in
her
I
chicken
live in
around.
misery, Chuck. So I'm gonna screen share, and then I'm gonna have to go to Dub. I'm gonna have to go to Skype and just pull that video off. Oh no, I don't have to do that. Okay, so let's do this. Let's see. Whoops, I just canceled that. Let's try that again. All right. that. Do that. Can you see me? Yeah,
Yep.
you can see. Okay. All right. Holy moly.
Hi, Bok Bok.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
Are those birdies? Huh, Bok Bok? You sure are a fat chicken. Yeah? Chicken Bok Bok? Bok Bok. What, babe? Chicken Bok Bok.
That was not the right one, but this is my most favorite one.
You gonna get in my car? Are you gonna get in there? Are ya? Well, get in. Get in. There you go. Get in there. Now this time, don't wait too long.
I bet you nobody has seen that. If anybody in
You better
this
get your
live
business
has
done.
seen that, you gotta let me know. Isn't that funny? Now, I mean, I just, I, you know, I did put it on my YouTube, but a lot of people didn't see it. So that's, so I took her under my wing. She's been a stray chicken at where I work. She just showed up, and she's been there about 2.5 months. She went through the winter, like ice storms, all kinds of stuff. I mean, like it was a pretty harsh winter for Missouri, and I'm talking really two major ice storms that she perches in the trees right next to the hotel, and I feed her every day. So I took it upon myself to make sure she's got food and water. I go to the feed store and I buy her chicken treats and all kinds of stuff. And so she perches in the trees that's next door, but she she perches high. It's crazy. But she won't lay her eggs in the trees because she's not in a coop. So she has to come down, and she comes to where we work, and she'll, if that the housekeepers will open up all the doors in the morning, and if she just feels like it, she'll go in one of the rooms and she'll lay real quick, and once she lays, she'll just leave. So it's kind of like an Easter egg hunt, for an egg hunt every day, not Easter egg hunt, but um, every day. So then I just started opening my door because I don't like to see her stress, because when she wants to lay, um, I don't think that's good for them to stress to lay. So I just opened up my door, and I had to do that today. Yeah, just went up there, and I could tell she was in laying mode, and I had to get her attention, and I just pulled my car around, and she got in, and within about 7 minutes, she was out. Once she lays, she's out. She's out of there. She just and she doesn't make a mess. Just in case anybody wants to think that a chicken that lays, they don't make any mess. So, um, it's pretty cool. Then I get my egg and I leave after I feed her, of course. But anyway, I just thought I would show that because that my chicken she makes my day. Her name's well they the people at work call her Betty, and I call her Chicken Bok Bok. So we call her Betty Chicken Bok Bok, but I don't ever call her Betty. I call her Chicken Bok Bok because that's what I named her.
Yeah, it's crazy that a chicken will just go up to her car and hop in, lay her egg, and go about her business then.
Yeah. But anyway, and hit her is not a what what was his name? I don't know who he's talking to. Remember your chicken account? I don't. Do you remember T's chicken account, Dub?
No, I didn't ever know he had
I don't know. He
a
said he.
chicken account.
That's what he says. Troopers, the chicken bok bok. Yep. But what I was gonna do is I was gonna show you a picture. Now I had a video that I took when I lived in Michigan. When I was driving down the road, I was at work, and I drove for a living, and so I was driving down the road, and it was during the day. Well, I could probably just go to and play it for you guys, and then show you the picture of it. But Dub had blown up the picture of what I had seen, and I don't know if you guys remember this. Let me go back in here, do this. Let's see. Oh wait, hold on. I am I screen sharing? I'm not screen sharing, am I?
Not now, no.
Okay, let me get back in there. Oh wait, let me just do this. Cancel that out. Let me find it first, and then that'll probably be the best way of doing that instead of you guys having to watch me go through all this. But then I'll tab it up. But anyway, I want somebody to tell me what this is, since nobody. Let me go to my. I really didn't. Let's see.
I'm in Houston, Chuck.
Aren't you in South Carolina, Chuck? South or north or? Let me see. Okay, so I got that. And I'm going to go over here. And I'll pull up that picture that you put. Let's see. back here. Sorry, guys. Taking me a minute. I'm not a professional, that's for sure. All right.
We see you now.
Can you see the video?
Yes.
Okay. So this is a video I took when I was driving down the road, and it was during the day, and this is in Michigan. And then Dub, after I show you this video, then Dub blew up the picture. This object was standing still. It wasn't going up. It wasn't going down. It wasn't going sideways. I have a sunroof, just to kind of give you guys I have a sunroof in my car, and what I could see it. My sunroof was open, and I could see that object above me for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 miles driving down the street, driving down the road. And this is in a rural area of Michigan, and but I could see it through the sunroof, and it wasn't moving as far as like, as you're driving down the road, it should be, you should be passing it, but it was going up. It had to have been going up or down, but just to show you. So here you go. What is that? See that? What the heck is that? Sorry, guys, I'm trying to drive. If I can get it as far as I can magnetize. Where is it? Come on. Look at that. What is that? Let me know what that is. Thank you.
It was standing still. It was not moving at all. Not up, down, sideways. No movement. It was just standing there.
Right. And like I said, I saw it through let me pull up this picture.
Good to see you, think.
So that was I don't want that. So that was the picture of it. Can you see that?
Yes.
I don't know how I can make that just by itself, but anyway, that was a picture of it that Dub blew up. But yeah. Hi, Megan. How are you? That's what I thought. North Carolina. How you doing? I've been wondering about you and wondering where you've been. I hope you're doing. I hope you're doing well. But I haven't seen you at all live or anything, so I've been real curious. But just to let you know, Megan, I've been thinking about you. Even though you think for yourself, I've been thinking about you. Haha. No, I'm just kidding. I know that wasn't very funny, but and that's okay. I just hope you're doing well. That's good. But yeah, can anybody tell me what they think that is? I posted that video a long time ago, but yeah, it was really strange. But anyway, Dub had blown that up, and showed it to me again today, and
I have studied it and I have no idea what it is or was or anything. But it was just very strange that it was not moving at all. It was just standing there still up in the sky.
yeah, YouTube is garbage. It's and it's only going to get worse as we all know it. Um, yeah, and anybody trying to put out truth, real truth, I mean, are the ones that always get taken down. So, you know, I try to be very careful. I still got a strike on my channel uh, in the wind. It's going to be a couple months before it comes off, but yeah, Chuck just got 2 in a row on his channel, so he's on his backup channel. Um, but at least you got quite a you're doing good on switching your subs over. My backup channel, no. I think I got like 50 subscribers on my backup channel. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, YouTube is very discouraging. Um, I just don't know what is a better platform and where, you know, I don't think I could go to what's that one that Arby's on? Um, Dub.
Uh,
I I always do that.
yeah, me too.
Um,
A
anyway,
rock pen.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, rock pen. Which seemed
yeah.
to be a pretty good platform, but I really don't know anything about it.
Well, I think on that you have to, you know, I don't know. I don't know how it all works, but
Yeah, it does have some uh, restrictions that I don't think it should have, but otherwise, it's so far it seemed pretty lenient as far as not censoring everything that's going on.
hi, change. She finally came back. Yeah.
Hello, change.
Yeah. You know, I do go over to BitChute, um, to watch a few channels over there. Not but I go to Rockfin to see RV and um Odyssey. I have an account on all of those, but I have a but it's I really don't know the ins and outs of Odyssey even. Athrenas, how are you? Good to see you.
Always good to see
Wow,
Trinas.
everybody's coming over tonight. That's just awesome.
Yeah, cool.
Totally. The last time I went live, I went live on kind of like a breakdown of the Ukraine and Russia war, and I thought it was a really good breakdown, and nobody came.
Yeah,
It
it
was like
was.
nobody was. I had like 2 or 3 people in my chat, or it just I maybe 5 people the most, but everybody's here, and I thought it was a pretty good breakdown by what. Yeah. So, and now I don't have anything planned for tonight, and here you guys are. I just thought I'd come on and uh just kind of you know BS, I guess, and make myself feel better, because when I always feel better if I go live, and then all you good people come in and make me feel even that much. Well, that's what makes me feel better, is all you good people, and so kind of tell you the ins and outs. um Shit's about to get real. Excuse my French, sorry about that. But that's about as best as I can describe it. um but yeah, it's it's crazy times. Yeah, yeah. Don't stress. There's no reason. Yeah, to stress about any anything. I was gonna say, well, because Megan says I'll do a live soon on YouTube. Not going to stress about it though. So yeah, never stress on YouTube because YouTube is YouTube only takes down. It really sucks because you really can't ever say the complete truth. You always have to cover your words up and talk in code or that kind of stuff because you're so because they're so sensitive and like Chuck got 2 strikes in one day and they struck me on a this last strike I got. They struck me of a video that I had up for over a year. They just wanted to go in there and wipe it out. And so it's really hard because it's an easier platform to use. We're all used to using it. Um, but how do you break away? I mean, it's really hard. I don't have many followers. I only have 400 subs, so it's not like, and it's not like I want a whole bunch of subs. I really don't, but I would like to be able to reach more people than 400. Because out of maybe 100 out of the 400 actually watch anything that I put out that I mirror from Chuck. Like everything I put out is from Chuck. But no, I mirror other things. But yeah, um, no, I'm just it is frustrating. It's ridiculous how But see, the one thing that we all have to be proud of, and it is very discouraging, very frustrating. But when they do strike you or they come after you, I mean, I'm shadow banned everywhere I go. It seems that's been happening for a long time, but I think a lot of people are. We get those funky comments in the comment section that are like the porno comments, like you can tell that they're plants, and I just leave them there because they say if you try to delete them, it flags YouTube, to for some reason or more or whatever. But yes, it is frustrating how dumb people are, but we all came from somewhere, and I used to be that dumb. Put it that way. I used to be like 4 years ago. I used to be that dumb. Like I didn't even I had no clue.
Well,
I had no I had no clue 4 years ago. I just went with whatever um they said. I now 4 years ago I was not all about any of the GOV, but never cared about voting, never cared about that. And then Trump came along, and I, for some stupid reason, I paid attention to that man, and totally got taken down a totally different direction. Thank God I woke up on that. Yeah, he was my complete awakening. Was I after I knew how things worked. Um, yeah, after Trump was actually helped me a lot on making up my mind on who he really was, and but but people don't. He's still having rallies, and people are just going there and, oh, I love you. He had, oh, that's another one. He had a rally the other day and had Johnson and Johnson, the owners of Johnson and Johnson, at his rally. I mean, this is how insane that man is. Um, I've seen a few videos on that one. Yeah, we all came from somewhere, and we all can't forget we did at one given time. Um, I grew up in I mean I grew up in 4 years. I mean, I was already late in life, so I know that a lot of you are a lot younger, so that doesn't make me feel so smart. But
Remarkable change in the past 4 years. Remarkable.
yeah, it's like a, now I, once you open your eyes, and once you can, I can see everything. It's like not like there's nothing. I'm not saying that there's nothing that I'm always learning. I mean, learning and knowing the truth makes you wiser. So I'm always, I'm way open to learn, and I'm just saying that I can, if you guys are awake, there's some people that are awake, or baby truthers, as you could say, and then there's some people that are awake. I was a baby truther like a year ago. now I'm awake.
It's
But if that makes
been
any sense.
it's been a good year and a half at least. And
Oh, okay, year and a half, two.
when you took that final awakening, it was a huge one. Huge.
But anyway, but yeah, I there's I just, what gets me is that people just don't, they're just not, they still think Trump is going to save the day, and I just don't get that. Somebody that pushed the vaccine, he is so pro vaccine, and something that is a genocide, and people are still supporting that. They're overlooking that. It's like a brainwashing too, you know what I mean? um that's the only way I can see that. I mean, there's so many things that he did and said, and he's a pharmaceutical advertiser. He's a top commercial for pharmaceutical, um and people don't see that. The pharmaceuticals that are killing off the population and putting people all on drugs. And I know someone, um I'm not going to mention how I know them, but they they take more pharmaceutical drugs every day than I take vitamins. I mean, I take a handful of vitamins a day, and this person takes just as much or more, that are dependent on that. And I can't, I don't get it. That's what's killing people. And I mean, I'm at a loss for words, Dub. You're gonna have to help me out here. I'm kidding.
I totally agree. It is amazing that the big thing Trump was
Space
gonna
Force.
make
Yes.
make everything great, and then he came up with a big uh, C-19 backer. Uh, Came up with a good old uh, rapid fire for our great new vaccine, and yeah, even he
Well, he's the
created this.
Godfather, or whatever he said.
And
The
yeah, and
Godfather,
he
or the
he
the
he
father,
constantly boasts about that
the Godfather of the
he's a
vaccine.
godfather of warp speed. Yeah, and right, Chuck. Yeah, the space thing is really hilarious. if you just really put it together and think about it. It's
Well,
hilarious.
just everything like, you know, you remember that photo op he took with everybody, at the White House saying this is the calm before the storm. You know, you know, or isn't that what he said? The calm before the storm,
Yep.
and we'll know it. We'll know it when it comes.
And
It's
we're
like,
fighting the invisible enemy.
well, that goes along with the virus, but what I'm saying is that there's so many things that he did. Now we have one that's behind a green screen and never in the White House, and it's not even him. It's a totally different man. You know, that's what's funny. Oh, I want to play that. Let me play that. Where did I see that? That's I can play that. Totally different man. And people are and people are just, I can't believe people do say things about it, but they still don't get it. It like, have you ever seen that guy in the White House? No. Have you ever seen? I mean, he's always behind a stupid podium in a hallway somewhere.
Right.
It could be in a hallway of your house, you know,
Anywhere. Yeah.
with a
Anywhere.
podium in front of you with a green screen. It's just it's stupid. Well, yeah. Well, I think CV-19, uh, not only the vaccine, but I think everything that's coming is the storm,
Right. Yes.
because he said that before the lock. He said it before all of that, and can the zombie robots pop off yet? Please.
Welcome back, Mike. Mac.
Yeah. Mike, Mike Mac,
Mac. Yeah.
Mick. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Um, but let me. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go here. Let me go find this video real quick. I played it. I sent it to T's live, but I have to play this one. It's pretty good. I hope it won't affect me because it's not on this platform, so they might get offended. But let me find it. There it is. So I'm gonna pull it up. Put it back. Stop it. Hold on. Go back over here. Sorry, guys. You're like, you don't have to be vocal about what you're doing. Just kidding. Let me play this real quick. And if anybody can come up here and prove me wrong, do it. But it's just too funny. Okay, where are you? Let me get out of here. There we go. If anybody remembers who Death to Life is, he's always really good. I've followed him for quite a long time, but he's on that platform. But I better not show it because they might get mad. Okay, so can you see that, Dub?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, all right. Two different men, two different ones.
Yes.
Here we go.
Thank you, Gwen, for hosting this. And Governor, it's a pleasure to meet you, and it's a pleasure to be with you. First of all, thank you for doing this, and looking forward to this, Mr. President.
Thank you, Joe.
The American people have a right to have a say in who the Supreme Court nominee is. If you need any more proof positive of how bad the economic theories have been, this excess of deregulation, the failure to oversee what was going on, letting Wall Street run wild, I don't think you needed any more evidence than what you see now. So I don't think you needed any more evidence than what you see now. I don't think you needed any more evidence than what you see now. I don't think you needed any more evidence than what you see now.
Yeah. What you think about that? Somebody wants to prove me different on that one. Two different
S-
man.
yep, always in a hallway.
Yeah, he's always behind a podium whenever you see him, but he's never in that big ugly house. I'm just kidding. But anyway, yeah, I know you did, T. It's hard to get that word out. Um, I don't think they like to. They don't want to hear it. I think that because okay, I go round and around in my head all the time, and I don't. It's people have been programmed. They've been programmed. That's what television is for. It's a programming. That's what they say. It's a programming. Um, but they've been programmed. You know, it's crazy to sit there and watch people. I'll go out to eat. I always go out by myself. Of course, I don't have anybody to hang out with really. So if I go to eat, you know, I, I always have my phone on me, but I don't take my phone out of the purse and sit there on my phone while I'm eating or anything like that. I try not to do that because it's even if it's just me by myself. I don't like to be dependent on a phone to entertain me, you know. And people constantly, I mean, they walk across the street with looking at their phone. They don't even look up. And it's a programming. They've got everybody so dumbed down on their phones and social media and all their selfies that they take and uh, just so dumbed down that they made the name conspiracy theorist. They made us a bad name so that when we do try to say something, people don't believe us. You know, and it time and time again, I come across people that I try to say something. I'll say something like, "Well, shit's about to get real," and if people only knew, and they're like, "What do you mean?" And I'll be like, "Because you know, you know, I try to say a few things about what the future might hold," and they look at me and go, "Oh, you're one of those." It's an instant wall that goes up.
Yes,
Now they don't want to hear you anymore. They you know they instantly were tagged as those people.
yes,
Well,
that was
and that's all
done
done by design. It's all done by design. They did
and
that.
unfortunately done very successfully.
Yeah, they did. Yes, it's very successful. People constantly say, "Oh, people are waking up by the droves." No, they're not.
No,
No, they're not. They might wake up about maybe taking the another shot, and taking another jab, but that doesn't mean that they're awake because I mean they're still watching the news, they're still thinking that President Trump is going to save them. They still are thinking they have no idea who runs a country. They don't have an idea who runs the world. They have no idea. And
none.
if you have no idea who runs the world, that's to me that's the number one thing that goes along if to know who is running the show and knowing to me that's there's so much big things that
There's not any of the elected puppets throughout the world are.
we've all been indoctrinated by all the lies and all the programming and all it's in our schools, what they're teaching our kids, and all the transgender and just uh, all the the division, the Black Lives versus white, and it's just they did it all very well.
Yes, very.
I don't want to give them any credit because they're evil. They're 100% evil, and it's evil versus good, and more people are good, but people don't understand the evil. Um it's a spiritual warfare, and that's totally what I see and what I know, and all the food, everything they're what you put on your body, what you put, the lotions and sprays and what's in our food and in our skies and everything, the wars and um they are just they're robbing us blindly. I mean, we are so enslaved. People have no idea how enslaved we are. I feel it now more than I've ever felt it. Um, in the position I'm in right now, but I'm like, how could I? I feel I feel stuck. I've never felt so stuck in my life, and but I have never been the wiser, and I'm like, this is not. I got to get out of this, out of this stuckness because, but I don't know how yet. I haven't got that far, but I'm just saying that it's just crazy. It's so thick in every direction and everywhere we turn, everywhere we see, everywhere we look, everywhere we go. It is so thick, and there's just no way. There's no way to wake someone up with what it's too much. It is too much. If somebody had, if anybody has a good idea of how to do that, you know, um, I welcome the advice because that's what I feel I'm here for. You know, I I always wondered what I was here put on this earth for, and I feel I feel now more than ever that I was put here to want to put out, want to give out the truth, want to help people, want to, uh, you know, I have a sense of urgency in a way, that goes through my veins, and I know there's a lot of people here that feel the same way, that has that urge, because we have to know the truth. That's
But it's so difficult to express that and for people to accept it. That's, I think, a big, big stumbling part is even if you tell them the truth or show them, um, they just, it's not openly accepted. They're so locked up in what they've been told and believed all their life that they just don't want to think on a different term.
change. Change says, grow a garden. At least you know what you are eating. Oh, believe me, change. I You missed the
Uh,
beginning of
uh,
my broadcast,
yes, yeah, that's
so I'll answer her question. Her question. Yeah, I went out for weeks. I'd been, buying things here and there for to make my own food. Um, I live at my work, so but I I had the opportunity. There was two big gardening beds. Not I don't know how big they are. They're not that big, but kind of right outside my door where I stay, and um, my friend, the maintenance guy here, said that he said, yeah, there's nobody going to be using those. You can use them and grow a garden because I had mentioned to him. So the last few weeks I had been, building up and buying plants and soil and gardening stuff and tools and yeah, because that's something I've been wanting to do. So I started doing that real quick. This morning I got up and I was gung ho. Hey Danny, how are you? It's about time you got here. Um, and and the owner's father never ever cared before came out and told me I couldn't garden. He said I could use one of the smaller beds, um, but one of them I couldn't use, which totally took everything I was going to plant down to zero. Well, I let it beat me up, and it was a control thing because he said he was going to use it, but he lives in $1 million home. He don't need it. But anyway, he just was doing it for control thing, which we all know how that feels, and um, so it devastated me this morning. But after a few hours of you know being devastated, I finally just went outside and I said, oh, I'm just gonna plant in the one bed, and boy did I plant. I went out there and I threw so many seeds, and some went over my shoulder into the other bed accidentally. The wind took them. But anyway, and it made me feel better. So yeah, I did plant. Make a short story long. Yes, plant a garden. That's the best way to do it.
Hello, Mr. Danny D. Good to see you here, man.
But yeah, so I did. I right like about an hour before I came live, I had went out and I got all that taken care of, and I did it anyway. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to let them win. I'm not going to. I wasn't going to let it happen. Yeah, like I say, I'm not in the best place, but I'm very grateful that I have a job and that I have a place to live. So I don't want anybody to feel that I'm not grateful, and I could be in a way worse. I could be way worse off, and which I have also experienced in my life. So I'm very grateful for right where I'm at right now. So I'm not. It's too hard to explain. I don't want to bring all my drama on here. It's a little bit more complicated than anybody could imagine. Um, but I really don't want to get into detail. But um, it's a lot more than just that. And yeah. But anyway, so I am very grateful, and I'm gonna take in with what I got and do the best I can with it, and keep feeding my chicken every day, and that kind of stuff too. Danny says hit him in the head with a cabbage. I didn't plant any cabbages, but I can smack them with a carrot once they grow. No kidding, just kidding. Um, but anyway, so yeah, I did grow. I know I'm kind of starting late, but it's kind of been a delayed kind of type thing. Danny, you're so funny. You crack me up. Yeah, I to respond to KK's he said that, get a bunch of little pots, be happy. Um there is a bunch of little pots, and I didn't use all my soil. I didn't even use half of it because there was a whole bunch of soil already in there. I bought a bunch of organic soil. I'm one of those organic kind of people. Um, Nothing will be completely organic, but so I do have some organic soil that I bought, and I've got tons of seeds. So yeah, I've already thought about doing that, so that's what I'm gonna do. But I threw all kinds of seeds. I've got. I, you guys would laugh on how much I got into that bed, and I kind of just threw them in there. I didn't even, how everybody lines them up all straight and puts them all. No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that at all. Oh God. But yeah, I got some green beans on each end. I've got cucumbers. I've got 2 tomato plants. I've got carrots, jalapenos, radishes, watermelon, strawberries. But strawberries are I'm growing in a big, huge pot that's right by my door, and real pretty strawberry plant. Um, Gosh, and green onions. So yeah, I got a lot going on in that little bed. So it'll be very interesting. That's for sure. I added you as a mod, Danny. Sorry, I didn't snap. There is anybody else in here that's not a mod? Let me know. But you're added now. Holy mackerel! I'll use my phone here. There we go. I was just trying to read. Sorry, I was reading, trying to look at the chat. But you're a mod now, Danny. Sorry, it took me so long to see on my computer. It doesn't let you see who's a mod and who's not. If I look at my phone and check out the chat, then I can. I can see who is and who's not. And I wasn't paying attention to my phone, so
Very few are showing mods here now for some reason or other.
huh?
Let me. Okay, I'm looking at the. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm looking at the YouTube chat, so I can see who the mods are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's a mod that's in
Yep.
here
I
now.
think you got everybody now. Yeah.
Well, let me put it this way, KK. He says Missouri has a lot of good people. I don't doubt that. I don't. Um, I haven't been so lucky to be seen that, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I
She
I
definitely
do
hasn't
I
looked.
do have my next door neighbor is 100% primo. Um, he's probably the closest I got to a friend out here. He's a good man, and he looks out for me. So that's good. Um, and I guess I couldn't ask for anything. I don't need a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch of friends. I've never been like that. I just haven't been so lucky since I've been here in Missouri uh, to come across the good people yet, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. I've always been open minded, and I'm always willing to keep my arms open when it comes to people. So people are my thing. That's for sure. Bum bum bum. Dan- oh, they're talking about karaoke.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't have a hard time dropping links though. Danny says he has a hard time talking. He says let alone singing.
Yeah, when did that happen?
But he's a link whore. He doesn't have a hard time dropping those links. I'm just kidding, Danny. Yeah, when Danny's not around, I get all sad. I'm like, oh, where's Danny at? Oh, that's too funny. But yeah, I was talking about something. But anyway, um, enough about me. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Help me out here, Dub.
All righty.
Alrighty.
We can do that.
I should charge for my service. Danny. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Yeah, if anybody ever wants somebody to show you any videos, that's the guy to see. Danny. He can drop more links quicker than I can. It's funny. Yeah, Garden will do that to you. I did mine within like I don't know an hour. I just I was so mad. I was like, this is my day off, and I don't have time. I won't have time the next week to do it. Because my schedule is so messed up. So if I gotta do that kind of thing on my day off, and I was so mad. I just threw those seeds everywhere. Boy, it's going to be very interesting. I'll have to take pictures and show you guys. You guys will love it, I'm sure. Oh,
As usual, very good crew here
250 per
tonight.
link.
A lot of good people. Good to see them.
Oh, 1 hour is too long. You should have seen how I was throwing those seeds. I was like, I had gotten markers, like a little vegetable markers where you can write on them, and then use like little sticks that you put so you can mark where you put everything. Oh no, I'm just gonna have to memorize where I threw those seeds because oh it's gonna be very interesting. That's for sure. I don't know if they'll grow, but if they do, we'll see.
It's going to be a full thing.
Oh, I try to keep as much I could away from the tomato plants. Those got pretty much their own space, but uh, yeah, I just after I did it, I felt a lot better. But I was like, well, I'll show you. Don't you tell me I can't plant. I'll show you. Oh God. Oh. Yeah, yeah, the markers are very handy. But yeah, I didn't even use them. All I know is where I threw it. I mean, I only had like let's say a 10 by 3 to plant, and I put all that stuff in there. I probably ruined it. I don't know. Oh,
It will be crowded.
it'll be very crowded. Yes, it will. But I put green. I have 2 bushes that are like landscaped bushes that are on the property that are at each end of it. So I put green beans at the like in the corner of each, so that I could, when they start vining out, I can put them on the bushes. They can grow up the bush. But that could be possible. Change says. uh, what? Starving? What? Haha. Danny, I think I would too. What? Michelle? Okay, wait. I hope you don't have to. You don't wake up tomorrow with every birdie flock grazing your garden. I hope not either.
That's a thought.
Well, I only have I only had like 6 plants that were already they were plants. They were baby plants. The rest of them were seeds, so hopefully they won't be diving in for my seeds. Birdie flu. Bird flu. Yeah. Yeah, Danny says, "Did you ever think about the bird flu when you let your chicken in the car?" And I was like, "Oh no, I didn't think about that." Oh no, not the bird flu. I've never seen a chicken have the sniffles, so I think I'm good. She's by herself. She's not, as long as she doesn't hang out with anybody that has the coronavirus, then she should be good. I'm just kidding. And I don't think she does that, so. Bunny flu. You guys are crazy. The bunnies ate your strawberries last year. Well, I have my strawberries in a pot, so a huge pot. I've never even someone another coworker was like, "You need to grow strawberries," and I was like, "Strawberries? I've never even thought about growing strawberries." And so I went out and I got a strawberry plant, and yeah, that one's right by my house. I mean, right by my door. T says 60% death rate in humans. LOL. Reptile influenza. I know. Next thing it's going to be roaches and who knows? Fly influenza. Oh no. Max says I heard Irish Spring soap keeps bunnies from the plants. Hmm. I'll put a bar of soap every 2 feet. No, I'm kidding around. Just kidding. The chicken plant had supposed bird flu positives, but everything slaughtered last month was fine. Well, no one's slaughtering my bird. So that's what my neighbors told me. He said the birds like strawberries, so I could put a net around them. That'll be interesting. How do I do that in a pot? I'll figure it out. I mean, it can't be that hard. These were all grown in barns, Costco chickens. Well, my chicken, she's grown in the trees. She sure is a free range chicken too. She gets around. they'll get caught in the net. Uh, well, we have birds that live that have like nests like right above. See, I like live on the back side in a condemned building. I know that sounds horrible, but they're all functionable. But the building that the employees live in, some employees, it's a condemned building, so it's kind of falling apart. I know that sounds horrible, but it's a place to live. Spray them with fluoride. Birds hate fluoride. Danny. Holy moly. Spray the strawberries with fluoride because it won't hurt me when I go to eat them. Oh, oversized breast. Are you even there, Dub? Or you're muted? That's why.
I'm here.
Oh, I need someone on the panel to laugh with me. Come on.
Yes,
Oh well, I can't hear you laughing if you're muted.
I know.
I know, Danny. Danny's he's hilarious. He cracks me up too.
It's just good to hear you laughing.
Why do chickens wear underwear on their heads? Why? I'm afraid to get the answer to this. We're waiting. We're all waiting for the answer. Because their peckers are on their face. Oh my gosh. You're too funny, Danny. Anybody want to come up? Here, I'm dropping the link. If anybody wants to come up, come on. Come on up. Come on up. There we go. There it is. There's the StreamYard link. If you guys anybody wants to come in, just fair warning, and all you larkers out there. Any larkers out there, don't think you're gonna come in here. I'm not gonna pull you up on my panel if I don't know you. So, just so you know. Why are the hotel owners such giant pricks? Why?
Why?
Hello.
Hello. How we doing today? Well, it's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys come over and at least laugh at us. I don't even know if anybody's gonna show. That's my whole thing. People are like scary nowadays in this world. They scare what they worry about what people think of them. That whole deal. If that was the case, I would have never done a live stream. I would worry about what people think, right? I mean, so I figured, we were supposed to have a couple people show up, but who knows? Who knows if that's going to happen? I might end up like resetting it about an hour in. Nobody shows up. So how you doing?
Doing all right.
Yeah, I'm
doing
doing
better
good.
than I was.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You throw the seeds by the wayside. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I said, I threw some over my shoulder.
It's all
I
right.
can't. I can't promise it didn't land in the bed I wasn't supposed to plant in. I can't promise that. It was the wind. Kind of
Yeah,
like I had a seed accident, kind of like a boating accident, but it was a seed accident. I'll be like, oops, sorry.
yeah. I want you to know. I don't know if I told you this. That mystery lady really likes you.
You told me that in one of your
Okay,
lives.
I guess I did. I was just conveying the message.
That's cool. Right on. Tell her I like her back.
Yeah, I mean, Yo didn't get that, by the way, and he liked her. Like,
That's cool.
mhm.
Right on. It's because she's so into the Hollywood thing, and
Oh yeah,
she.
she's done some serious investigations down in the nether region. I'm not even on her caliber there, so I'll just leave it there. Yeah. But I've seen some of the stuff she said. I'm not gonna down her or anything, but it's just I just personally can't get myself to do it. Kind of
Hi,
not.
Pink. Sorry. Hi,
No,
Pink.
it's
How are
okay.
you?
Who's that? Yeah. Hello, Pink.
Good to see you. Yeah. Some of us that you know, there's certain things that people specialize in as far as the truth goes, and some people just specialize in certain areas, and I think that's true for everybody.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. I try to stay away from trannies and gay shit, and yeah, it's just not my cup of tea.
but I think that's what she specializes in, and she could
Yeah, she does. She
that
does. Look,
well, and it but
she keeps
it's a
me
very
informed.
big what people don't understand how big, how important it is. I mean, every
Sorry,
oh
getting phone call.
kidding phone call.
I'm gonna mute. One sec.
But what people don't realize is that everybody specializes in their own type of truth type thing, that they're better at seeing certain, you know what I'm talking about, Deb.
I specialize in analyzing video and
Well, you specialize
just
in like shootings,
yeah,
or that kind
shootings
of
and
that's what I mean.
yeah,
Um,
shootings, fake big videos, the hoax events that many people
well,
refer
everything's
to
a
as
hoax
false
nowadays.
flags. Well, yes.
Um,
So
Everything is a hoax. So
there's a lot to choose from.
that's a widespread word. The world is
Right.
a stage, Dub. The
That
world
it
is a
is.
stage.
That
Right.
it is for
But I
sure.
think that we all specialize in our own,
Yeah.
like we can see more clearly than in certain categories than others, and
Correct. Yeah.
I I really, and some can they're a lot better on flat earth, or you
Yeah.
know
Everybody has their special
yeah.
thing that they're most interested in, and uh,
See, I'm a flat earther, but I don't know. I couldn't present it to me. I'm just one of those people that when I can see it, I don't really have to dig deep into it because I can see it. So I don't need to know more about it, if that makes any sense. You know how I am. I don't like
yeah,
to.
yeah, and
Once
it
I know
does.
like a mass shooting's a hoax, which most, I think all of them are. Um, Once I see that, I don't really have to dig deeper into it because you know, um,
And I'm more
right.
interested in the fine detail. I want to know the
Yeah, but
details.
what I'm saying is, once I know
Yeah,
something's fake, I move on because
yeah.
there's too much.
That's
There's too much being thrown at us that to stay on one thing. That to me that becomes a distraction when you stay on something for too long. Um, for even the truther community, if you're staying on one subject too much, that's a distraction, I think. Because yeah, it's one thing to get out the word on everything, but um, like events like that are to me, staying on one event too long is, but so yeah, that's to me that's a distraction. But like bigger events, or not bigger events, but bigger, like flat Earth, or those are bigger. Those aren't an event. That's a lie that we've been living. So
Right.
so yeah,
All
that's
right.
going
Well, I'm just all over the place. I got a phone call over here and a phone call over there. It's just crazy. Sorry.
that's
Uh,
okay.
oh crap.
I,
Okay.
lately, I've been going back and revisiting some of the other more prominent
All right.
events,
Let me.
and because I learn a
I'm
little
on a live
something and
stream, please.
piques my interest, so I go back and we look at it.
Well, yeah.
Well, I'm on Frosty's live stream, the lady that you like.
Hi, mystery lady.
She said hi, mystery lady. She said hi, girl, with a big thumbs up. All right. All right. Well, yeah, that was my co-host there. I was supposed to have like a co-host doing back and forth karaoke.
It's Lombardo.
I just need to lighten up. I mean, I got like enemies to the left, to the right. Probably they did that to my computer. I don't know. Uh, you know, it's just crazy. I've been taken down twice in this week, midstream. Uh, It's usually not what happens. I mean, usually it's not midstream you're taken down. You leave it up and you get taken down. But if you get taken down midstream, you're over the target. And yeah, I've been over the target lately.
Yeah, when you start telling YouTube, take me down, I don't care about, that's when they're gonna go, pull the plug.
Yep.
I've seen it. I've not only seen it happen on your channel, but I've seen it happen on other people, where they get so mad because YouTube sucks. But
I don't get
they
mad.
get
I mean,
so mad.
I think they get mad. I don't
Well,
get
yeah,
mad.
that's what I'm saying. You get so mad, and then
Oh, I don't get mad ever.
well, you know what I mean.
I laugh at them. You know what I mean? Call them schmuckatellis. I don't like it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I've heard you raise your voice and pretty much holler at them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I got a big mouth. That doesn't mean
But what I'm saying is that it's just when you start. I've seen people challenge them. In other words, start saying that well, come on, kind of egging it on, and it takes them down. Boom, gone. I've seen it happen. Other than you, of course, but the news is fake. I've seen him do it, and boy, did they! Yeah, I mean, yeah, they'll go. They don't like it. They don't like to be called out, and
well, I see them in the chat messing with the
oh yeah,
numbers,
messing with the
the chat numbers, and
right. Oh yeah, they do that. They do that with my subbing. My subs go up and down
oh
constantly.
yeah, oh yeah. Well, I can't get over 100 on any account, so beat that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can't get over 100.
my sub count won't climb at all. But I was watching on OJ Simpson. I was watching what was it, Dub, on Mag Bitter Truth on
Right.
the OJ Simpson, which
That was a
I'm
good
sure
one.
that think for I'm sure Megan can appreciate that because that's a true crime story, which was also fake. Um, if you try to go backwards and try to think of all the big true crime stories that they had on TV that were big trials and stuff, OJ Simpson was it was a hoax. It was fabricated. And that was a huge. I mean, if anybody can ever think about how big of a distraction that was, I think that was like the biggest trial ever.
Huge, and it was really just like the latest little uh, episode that we had. I forget her name now, but the one
Yeah,
where
speaking of Lombardo, he's going for governor. He's got this huge, billboard, driving with a semi truck down the street, uh, saying "Vote for Lombardo" with a big smile on his face.
Oh my gosh, that would be
Yeah,
too
oh
good.
yeah, oh yeah, here in Vegas. Yeah, he's actually going for governor of Nevada. Yeah.
Yes, the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp BS too. That's such a
yeah,
distraction.
oh yeah, that's really crazy. Yeah,
It's so it and all even what people don't understand is that all these Hollywood stars, they're all put together. They're not even married. They're just it's just they're all actors. It's all acting. Um, it's they're put together. They're all puppets, and they're all you know when they get killed off, the Kobe Bryant to the all of that. It's just when they say, okay, you're going to be killed off, and we're going to you know
yep. That's
it's time for all that stuff. And
yeah.
it's
Looking back, it's easy to see that the OJ thing was just another episode,
Oh yeah,
which is really crazy.
all a show. We're we're
like,
we're in a big freaking matrix. People don't realize, everything on news all your life pretty much been controlled and pre-scripted. It's
yeah,
insane.
well, the world is a stage. Okay, so Megan says so much in other important shit going on in the world, and everyone is talking about it. We are doomed. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
people are like, well, why are they putting out all this? Because when people are stuck to their TVs and they idolize all these Hollywood stars as being their heroes, or oh my gosh, the Kardashians and then this, like just and they just idolize these people like as being real people. They're not. They're all
No.
actors.
Yeah.
They're all put in. They're like people. What I don't get is people say it's like, okay, for instance, say I get a boyfriend and then I get married and then I have to get a divorce, but in the meantime I'm gonna sit here and display on YouTube uh all our personal stuff. Like I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna say, okay, well, you know, he was caught cheating on me with this one girl and this other girl Sally and then this other girl. No one's gonna sit there and put their crap out on. I mean, there might be some people, but if you know what I mean. Why are
Yeah.
Hollywood people are good? They're going to do the same with their crap. Who cares if you're getting a divorce? Get a divorce. I don't care.
Uh, yeah. All in the script.
Yeah, it's like a perfect example. Kim Kardashian and whatever his name is, her husband. Someone help me out here.
I don't know.
I don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway,
Did he freaking one of them schmucks? What is his name?
Kanye West. Kanye West. Yeah.
There you go.
Um,
He did.
you know like they go on Twitter, or they call each other out on how to raise their child, and oh, she gets mad, and so they display all their BS on Instagram, or and what do I
Hey,
do? My husband's doing this, and then she's putting it out on Instagram. It's all distraction. It's all bullshit. Who's gonna do that? Oh,
It's always bait and switch. If you ever notice,
right.
they gotta keep you guessing. You know what I mean? Even though we see right through it, there's a lot of people don't.
No, they
Okay?
don't. Especially if they follow them and they idolize these people. You
Right.
know, when you're
Idolization is a
idolizing
blindfold.
people that are in the music industry and the Hollywood, I mean, they're all actors. They're nobody makes it famous. Nobody makes it famous. And I don't care if anybody wants to challenge me this. You
Right,
don't make
Russell
it
Brand.
famous if you don't sell out. You have to sell out
Well,
first. If you don't sell out, you ain't making it famous. That's in the music. It's in it. I mean, think of all these bands that make it famous that are like, I mean, you listen to their music and you're going, you hear them on, some like a nighttime show or whatever, and they sound horrible and they make it famous, and you're going, I can sing better than that, and I can't sing. I'm not even, I'm not even musically inclined at all, but I could do a better job than some of these people that make it famous. And you're going, how do they make it famous? They're sellouts. They
They're
are all sellouts. They don't make it famous unless they are, and people don't understand
they're
that.
made famous. They get all the publicity.
Well, yes, they're
People
made
are
famous.
people are told how
they
great
don't
they
make the
are.
money if they don't sell out. And that's a true statement. I know Mystery
Yeah.
Lady knows that one.
Well, I know it personally because I think I've told this story to you and Dub maybe.
Yes, you
But
have, about when you.
right, exactly. I went there and they wanted me to be like a gay boy, and I wasn't gonna be a gay boy, so they like I never worked again. So
Yeah,
serious. It's serious out there. So you think you're gonna send your daughter or something, one way or another, they're gonna try and corrupt you.
they have pushed that issue so hard.
Pardon the pun. Anyhow, I mean, just let's put it to you like this: it's insane, okay, that you can't go to Hollywood and become a star. Everybody thinks you can, but if you do, it's because you sold out in one way or you're in their club. You're already corrupted, okay?
Yeah,
Your morality is destroyed already.
Exactly. Danny just he spelled it clearly right there. American Idol. That, I mean, how can you get more clear than that? American Idol.
extremely good example.
Very good.
Extremely good. The the winner has paid their dues.
Oh,
Well,
I was going to
so
be an actor. I mean, I could hold a character. I was, I knew how to cry on cue, you know what I mean,
I'm
and be realistic. A lot of things like that. I idolized, movies and TV when I was a kid, and I never got to get my shot. I could have been a contender. Anyhow, I love you guys. You guys are the best.
all right. Have
I
a
gotta
good
get
one.
going. I have to get going. I'll see you guys around, all right?
All
All
right.
right,
Have a
Peace,
good
see you
one,
later,
peace.
Pete.
man.
And yeah,
Take
I gotta go
care.
set up this live. Yep. I'll see you over there if you come.
Okay.
All
You don't
right.
want me involved in
Oh
karaoke,
no, we
man.
need you to sing,
No,
Dub. I
no,
want you to get
you
some country
no,
song.
you do
You would be
not.
perfect. Perfect.
No, you be sorry, man.
No, I ain't gonna be sorry. Me. I'll catch you later, guys.
You
Love you.
ain't heard me sing.
I'm going to answer Pink's question. She says, what do you mean by sellout?" Um, Selling their souls. They have to.
They're
They're selling their souls. Yes.
they're
Um, Illuminati.
qualifications that they have to pass to.
Illuminati. They don't make anybody famous unless they sell out. And most of them are. Um, from what I've learned, okay. Basically, Hollywood is born into it. Most of them are related. It's like almost like the
Yes.
Hollywood is like their own human race. They are born as soon as they are born into this. They started this way back. I'm talking back way, 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 like in the
Long
I don't know
time ago.
1800s. But they're born into being famous, more or less. And the ones that aren't born into it sell their souls. But they're their own human race. I mean, any boy that's born into this is made into a girl right away. So if you can find me anybody in Hollywood that's not a man, I would be very, very surprised. And people don't realize that commercials. I mean, I don't watch TV. I watch TV. I watch like Star Trek just to like get me to sleep and stuff, and I play it while I'm at home and stuff. But that's like the only thing I ever watch, and it's a 24 hour. It goes 24/7, and but they have commercials, and it's crazy to see the commercials that all the women on the commercials have Adam's apples. So, um, and I've seen people say, and I don't get it, but they say, oh, women have Adam's apples. I've never seen a woman that is born with an Adam's apple. Um, um,
Correct.
and then there's a lot of men that are they're born into being a woman. Um, not a man. I mean, a woman into a man. Um, it's like they're their own human race, and they're all born into it. As far as acting goes, singing goes, um, they start from the very, 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 very early age. So they're all sellouts by the time they get there anyway, because they are born to be that. They're born to be famous. Um, and I'm sure not everybody makes the cut. I'm sure not everybody's talented or whatever, and a lot of these people aren't. But that's what I'm saying as far as they sell their souls. They worship they worship Satan, um and if they're not doing that, they're part of the Illuminati. They're part of that cult, and that's with musicians. So music, sports, you know I can't I'm just about anybody that makes a lot of money. Anybody that makes a lot of money is in that realm. You just don't make it famous if you're not. You don't make a lot of money unless you're willing to do all that. And so they're like puppets. Games are
Yeah.
fixed. Football's fixed. You know, a lot. People think that they're not, but they are. And I mean, I have a tattoo of a football team on my arm, all the way on my forearm, all the way down to my wrist, of a football team, that I'll have the rest of my life. And people go, "Oh, you're an Eagles fan," and I'm like, not anymore." And they laugh at me because I know I'll have it on my arm for the rest of my life. But I also did a lot of growing up the last 2 years, which I'm sure
Absolutely.
which I'm sure a lot of people here have learned, and grew up. Yeah, I was growing up in my different stages. You start waking up in different stages. But the last 2 years, I learned a lot of different. Anyone with more than 400 subs. Oh my God, Danny, you're so funny. Oh, I must be a sellout. I got 411.
Not anymore.
Oh, I got 410 now.
Yeah, you're back to
I'm
410
back to
again.
410. I had 411 yesterday. Now I guess I'm back to 410
You've
again.
been to 411 a half a dozen times, and one day you're
That's too funny.
411, next day you're 410. Uh, it's kind of like you're at your, it's going to be 410 for you.
That's too funny. I can't get above 410, that's for sure. Oops. Danny says, oops. You're too funny, Danny. But yeah, so, Yeah, anybody that makes, that doesn't, and they're not actually as famous as they portray to be. These people are not just oozing out of money as they're portraying. Um, they're well off. Oh yeah, but the bigger the sellout, the I'm sure the more money they make. If that makes any sense, that's what
Uh,
I would think.
they get the magazine articles, they get the advertisement, they get all that, and yeah, that goes a long, long, long way.
Right. Well, Danny says, I'm hoping to hit 911 subs. And I said, he's so funny.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
would be
like,
a
I'm
good.
just glad I got over the 33 mark. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. I've seen channels grow like Chuck Middleton. When I was watching his, how he's had so many different channels. I mean, he's been had having to start over, but his Heaven Bound Trucker 444, I watched him it grow, and I when he hit 666 subs, and they stuck him on that for a while. Like they wouldn't. It was a big thing, and I remember he was stuck on that, and I watched him grow fast, but yeah, when he got up to 666 subs, they YouTube was just not moving him quickly enough, like darn it. And Pink says, and when you hear them say themselves that they sold their souls and regret it, Bob Dylan does not look like he's looking forward to meet the chief. Yeah, I I don't know. I think you hear people say that. I've heard not Bob Dylan, but I've heard other people say that, other famous people, that um, it's not a good thing because it's it's disgusting. It's just some of I mean, for what they stand for is disgusting because they are lying. They are pushing an agenda, and they're right along with the elites. You know what I mean? They need the elites need help. So what better way to do it than push it on television and push these Hollywood pedowoods to do that? And that's why pedophilia is so big. It's now coming out more, but people have no idea that this is how they've been since day one. It's not just going back 20, 30 years. It's the Marilyn Monroes and I mean, it just keeps going way far back. Elvis Presley to just all of it. And yeah, I it's like everything had changed from my outlook about music, and they say a lot of truth in music, which is crazy, you know. But they always are coming out. I mean, they're showing truth in movies and predictive programming and but music, they say a lot of truth in music, but they spell it out in music everywhere who they worship, and it's definitely not the good one. The good man above. It's and I never I went along with the music. I'm a rock and roller. I like heavy metal. And I went right along with all of it. And now I could care less. I could care less about music. I like music, but I don't ever listen to it. I don't ever watch TV. I never, I my whole perspective has changed because I know what they're all about, and it's sad. I just don't. I don't have any desire. I don't watch football. I was the biggest football fan there ever was. I don't even care about football. I don't even want to hear about it. People want to talk football with me because they see my tattoo on my arm, and it's embarrassing almost. I'm like, I'm not a football fan anymore. And I tell them just to cut the conversation short, I just tell them once I found out that the football was fixed, I was done with that. So plus, I don't stand for anybody not standing up for the flag. But what's a flag represent? It's not good. Um, we're all Americans, but that flag does not mean what it's supposed to mean. So it just gets deeper and deeper. The rabbit hole gets deeper and deeper and deeper once you know the meanings. And
One door opens and it shows light on other doors. And so
it's never ending.
it's a never-ending process.
Never ending. It's the rabbit hole is it's so much deeper than most of us even know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yes.
like
If you really dig into it,
it just keeps going. It's never ending.
things you would never think of that have been controlled from the start, have been contrived from the start. And if people really knew what our government has been involved in the last 50 years, it's astonishing.
And it's not really our
Absolutely.
government, it's everything.
It's yeah.
It's our government has been controlled. It's the ones above them. It's the elites. They're the ones that have been controlling everything. They're all puppets. So
No
if people
elected
understood what the
official,
government really stood for, yeah,
no elected official controls anything.
right. And right. Danny says it's way more exciting tricking people when you tell them you're tricking them. Okay. But it's my mind is like a damn Rolodex flipping one thing leads to the next. Yeah. It's never ending. I learned, it's like I I am not surprised at anything anymore. Um you got to be careful what you listen to and what, because there's a lot of people that are trying to put out give truthers a bad name also, and they're putting out crap themselves to distract us.
Yes,
Um,
Pink, much more than 50 years. It's hard to wrap your head around, but yeah,
yep.
it goes back.
Oh yeah, it's um I George Washington was a Mason. He was a 33-degree Mason. George Washington, our first president. What's that tell you?
And
That's
he,
Illuminati right there. People don't
yep,
understand. That's back in 1776, people, or whenever he was
right.
elected. Yeah, you know, if you can wrap your head around that and say, okay, George Washington was a 33-degree Mason. Um, yeah, that's how far back it goes. He had wood teeth. Wood teeth. Now, did he really? How do we really know? Is that what? Because they told us that. Just kidding.
But he could never tell a lie.
He also chopped down cherry trees.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. That's crazy. It's so thick. It's so thick and so deep. Like I said, nothing surprises me. It's like you can't you can't surprise me anymore because I'm like, real, yep, I can believe that. Nothing surprises me anymore. They force taught us that. Yeah, exactly. Our country was founded by those. Yep, yep. They started brainwashing us from day one. They had this all planned, and it's working. It worked, you know. Um, oh, it's just
Well, and I was surprised to hear it voiced when the COVID thing came about. Is they were I heard saw this in several occasions in locations where people would say that America had been an experiment and the experiment's now over. So we're moving on to the next one, which is kind of crazy. But I heard it on more than one location and platform.
right. Um, well, yeah, we were. I think we were in a live exercise. We were, yeah,
Yeah,
basically in a
yeah,
live
and they
exercise
and
all of
they
our life.
they said it in plain words.
I mean, we've been in a hoax. We're in the matrix,
But
living in the matrix. Yeah,
yeah,
it's people. It's too much. I mean, just think about that. Think about trying to talk to somebody, one person, just one person that is still in that realm that watches news every day and at
uh,
5 o'clock and I'm not
they
trying. I'm not even talking about the elderly. I'm just talking about somebody that's in their 40s or 50s, maybe. And I guess some people would say that's elderly, but I'm hoping I'm not too elderly. But I'm just saying, someone
uh,
that watches TV every day at 5 o'clock, they have to watch the 5 o'clock news. They have to read the newspaper, or I don't even know if they make newspaper anymore. Um, but that are still, going to their job and it just
it's hard to get them out of where they've been all their
talk to
life.
one person, just to one person,
Yeah,
and try to sit them down. What would be the first thing that you would tell them? What would that, what psyop, what lie, what something in history could you tell that person to start waking them up? I don't know what that would be, really. I mean, does anybody have a thought on that? Because it's too much. It's way too much to because one leads to the other. They're all tied
that
together.
that's it. Once you get that started, there's no end to it.
But see,
Absolutely no end.
Pink says 9/11, and you used to say that, Dub, but I don't agree. I think 9/11 was too big of a psyop uh for you to start you to start because people once you try to I guess if you go big, too big is too big.
Well, I just think that 9/11, understanding that is very very important in being able to comprehend a lot that has followed. Uh, George Floyd was basically the second 9/11. Uh, that was a worldwide event that
Mine's full to,
that has formulated a lot of minds, not just here in the States, but throughout the world. And it set a trend.
well, let me tell you that to tell somebody that everything we learned in school was a lie. um I mean, how do you How do you wrap your head around that? Because basically anything we learned in school, you'd never really use out in the real world.
No.
I'm thankful. Let me tell you this, that I never thought I'd be so happy to tell people this. My two worst subjects in school were science and history. And both of those are a lie.
Yep.
If you think about it, it's science that's getting us into big, big, big world of hurt. And our history was all fake. So I never could wrap my head around either one. Those are my two worst subjects in school. So I was like, now I can sit there and go, yippee! Because I didn't miss out on
Yeah,
anything.
you.
When somebody tells me, "Oh, well, so this really never happened," I'm like, "Well, I never knew that anyway because I didn't know because I flunked it. I failed those two subjects. I'm like, okay, yeah, those are the two subjects I could not wrap my head around in school. So I didn't really miss out on much.
Yes, the Kennedy thing was another huge, huge event.
The fake moon landing, that would be a good one to start. I think
That's
science
yeah,
for hire.
yeah. I like to
Like,
focus on the 7 dune buggies we have on Mars.
yeah. See, now space would be a good one, I think, because if you could show somebody all the videos that they have, all the fake videos and the bubbles and how they, say that we go, that would be a start. And they'd be like, well, why? I had someone that I work closely with, and I'm not going to name names, or say who they are. But I said something about the flat Earth or that we never went to the moon, and they were kind of shocked. They were like, "Oh, yes, we did." And even that you can't start. It's like if you can really have someone, if somebody wants to take the time to sit down with you, and so you can go over videos and show them the fakery, that might, because that's what started me off. My son kept trying to force 9/11 down my throat and telling me the government did it, blah blah blah, and I was like, I wasn't ready. I was like, oh, stop it, stop. I wasn't ready to listen to him. I was still in that la la land, and until finally he got me to sit down and start looking at some videos about it, and that's what. But I had to be ready to look at it, and then I started to go, huh, hmm, you might be right on that one, and then he started pointing, pointing out other things other than 9/11, and that's where that started me off. So yeah, I mean, but I think it has to do with the person, because people nowadays, they don't want to sit down and watch video after video. But I think that's the best way, is if you got enough videos about one subject that really shows the plain truth on that subject, and somebody's willing to watch them.
And
That
they
might
have to
be
be
that might
willing
be
to
the way to go.
accept what they see. That's a biggie,
Right.
is accepting it when you see it.
Danny says, funny how they never let us put fluoride in the water in science class because it was already in there. Just kidding. Oh, that's too funny. Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy how the UFO conspiracy, just one of the level that they have now released footage themselves, but have clearly lied for many decades. So it is just points out how capable of lies and deceit the government is. Um, yeah. But see, like everything is planned for them, so they're like, okay, well, we're gonna pretend that we got aliens and UFOs, and we're gonna get people distracted on that, and we'll push that agenda and make movies about it, and make a big thing on Roswell and da 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 and Area 51, and and make Roswell, New Mexico. I lived in New Mexico for 38 years, and Roswell is in New Mexico, obviously, where the Area 51 and all that.
Yeah,
Uh,
the
you know,
47.
yeah, the aliens
Yeah,
um sighting and whatever, blah blah blah.
the alien
And
ship.
that whole town, it's like an alien town. I mean, they have aliens. You know how they do. Like so,
But
like they have the alien store and
yeah, yeah, it's all
it's all like terror, not terrorist, tourist,
aliens.
a
All
tourist
about aliens.
attraction type town now, for that reason. So, uh, yeah, it's crazy how they plan that stuff. So now that when they bring it out, you know, it's people are gonna go, "Oh my God, did you see that in the sky?" You know, like the beginning of my video. If you guys, I played I don't know, none of you were here. I don't think Pink was here, Change wasn't here, Danny wasn't here.
Yeah,
Um, all three of you weren't here in the beginning of my live. I have a video on my channel when I was driving, when I lived in Michigan and I was driving, and it was during the day, and I saw something in the sky and I was taping it. I was recording it. It's on my channel. But anyway, I was playing that, and it was the trippiest thing I ever seen. Um,
really strange.
but I asked everybody in my chat if they could tell me what they thought it was, and nobody said they could tell me what it was. But none of you were here in the beginning of my live. Um, I can show it again. I guess you guys want to see it. Not that I'm trying to promote, but I'm curious if anybody. I've seen some shot here too. The video. I lived in a small town called Leslie. It's between Jackson and Lansing on south on 127. So it's in between Jackson and Lansing south on the south highway 127, in a small town called Leslie. So you guys want me to show it? Did you say?
Yeah, show it to them again.
Okay, so let's do that.
I don't think many people here now were here then. So.
All right, so I'm gonna. Well, no, Mac. I don't know if Mac was watching or not. Um,
He was here pretty early. Mac probably saw it.
he was in and out though,
Yeah, okay.
so I don't know. But I'm gonna show it again, and you guys see if you can tell me what you think this is. Hide this. Do this. Over here. Give me a second so I can get out of this. Go back over here. Oh, that's it. That was it. Duh. That was stupid. I clicked out of it. Oh, not there either. Man, I was in it too. Can't remember. Where was it? Where was that? I think it was more this town. All right. Hold on. Can you see it, Dub?
Yes.
So anyway, let me explain it to you real quick before I play it. So I was driving for my job, so I couldn't stop because I was in the middle of working. But I lived in a rural area, a really beautiful rural area, and this thing was not, like when you're driving, this thing was going up or down. It wasn't going sideways, and you'll be able to see it here. But it never moved. It seemed like it didn't move at all. And I have a sunroof on my car, and when I got underneath it, it stood. I could see it through the sunroof of my car driving down the road, like so I wasn't passing it, like it was weird. But anyway, this was during the day, and
During the whole video, it did not move. It stayed
this is
stationary through the whole video.
yeah, so this is a true story, people. So you tell me what you, it's kind of hard to see too because I'm driving and trying to film at the same time on my phone. What is that? See that? What the heck is that? Sorry guys, I'm trying to drive. If I can get it as far as I can magnetize. Where is it? Come on. Look at that. What is that? Let me know what that is. Thank you.
And she was seeing it long before we see it in the video.
So then Dub blew it up. Um, Dub blew it up. So I'm gonna go over here. See if I can pull it up here. Sorry guys, I have to go to Skype to get this because I didn't download it. But he blew up the picture. Come on. Can you still hear me, Deb?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Yep.
It was taking forever for me to get to here.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Come on. Boy. Come on. Really? Try it this way. So he blew it up. I don't know why it does that, but he blew it up out of that video, and that's what it was.
And I blew it up bigger than that and looked at it in sections, and I could not find anything on it that's identifiable but it wasn't moving at all, standing still the whole time. I can't tell anything about what it actually was.
Yeah, and that's real time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't leaving any trails. It was going up and down. Let's see what Danny says. Oh,
There was
What do you say, Danny?
something I think at the top, the very top of it, but I couldn't pull it up enough to actually identify anything there.
Yeah, and it was going up and down. It wasn't going sideways. So
Yeah,
um and that was during the day. I mean, obviously you could see that in the video.
yeah.
You see two anomalies here, one over Lake Michigan. What date was that? Oh my gosh. Gosh, I don't know. I'm going to say maybe August. This last August.
I think I can find that.
I'm gonna guess it was not too far before I moved to Missouri, and I moved to Missouri in September. I'm gonna say August, around the August time. But yeah, that was the most freakiest thing I've ever seen in the sky during the day. I was like, I was just driving back, and I was like, what? And I couldn't stop. Somebody said that, oh, you could have gotten a wreck. Well, I lived in a rural area. I mean, me driving, I was always driving in a rural area. So your chances of hitting another car was really, you had more of a chance of hitting a deer where I
I,
was.
I first downloaded it. No, okay, that's just when I moved it to here. I thought I could see what date I actually downloaded the video, but that's
But
just when I
yeah,
moved it here.
I guess Danny disappeared. I was trying to get him to see what he would say about it. See if he could, because Danny was in the armed forces, so he was in the military, and I just didn't, I know he saw a lot of different things, and I just kind of wanted to see if he knew
Yeah,
what it was. Okay, so he says the video was 7 months ago, so I was about right. August, right?
yeah, yeah.
August, September, October, November, December, January, February. No,
Within 2 months of you moving, maybe three at the most. So, yeah, August sounds about right.
yeah, that was in, like, I was out on the outskirts of my hometown where I lived, and I mean, I lived in a really small town, and that was just on the outskirts of it because I was driving back into my town, and I was probably like 2 miles out of reaching the city limits or the town limits, whatever you could say. It was so small. Um, yeah, my town only had four corners, so it's not like it was a very big town. Um, but yeah, I was a couple miles out of the city limits when I saw that, and I was working, so I couldn't stop because you just didn't stop. I was working. I had to rush back to work.
But it
So
was just so clear.
yeah, during the day it just freaked me out. I was like, yeah, I guess Danny took off. He probably went over to T's live because T's live right now. I was trying to get Danny to watch it, but I guess
Yeah, he ran away.
I guess he ran. I guess he went away.
Uh,
He's not there no more. But So how close you said? See, I was 20 miles south of Lansing and 15 miles north of Jackson. So I was like almost right in the middle, like 12 miles north of Jackson was where I was located in Leslie. Um, Let me read back here. Oh, so you went to Michigan State.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would have been cool to meet. I knew Change was from Michigan too. We just never. I don't know why. I knew a few people. Danny's from Michigan too. Danny lived for a lot further away.
Yeah, me
Holland
too.
is only an hour and a half directly west, maybe a little southwest. Oh, okay. Yeah, Danny lives in Michigan. Change lives in Michigan. You live in Michigan. I lived in Michigan. I probably should have never left. Um, but I can't do the what ifs. You know, I'm already here. I can't change it now. But probably Pink. Yeah, she says I'm sure I was listening to you then. I think that's when I was in Michigan. I started to get some people coming over to my channel from Megan's channel, so I did gain some subs. I gained actually a lot of subs from Megan's channel. She promoted my channel quite a bit. Um,
Yes.
yeah, but yeah, I did. I gained a lot of subs from her channel, and I know that you were one of them that came over. There's a few people that came over to my channel from her that um, I don't see them quite often. Mark Klein, he's another one that came from her channel. Um, but yeah, I did. I gained quite a few subs from her channel, so I appreciate her a lot. Um, I think that's when I started to grow a little bit.
And that's really kind of when you started doing lives.
Um, yeah. Well, I did some lives, but I did quite a few lives. No, when I was in Michigan, but I've done lives for quite a long time.
Right.
Yeah, Mark is cool. Mark's way cool. Yeah, I agree. But a lot of good. I've seen a lot of people, good people, come from Megan. I'm telling you, out of all the channels that I've seen, her her client her clientele, or I don't even know how you would say it, but her subscribers were some of the best I've seen as far
Agree.
as
Yeah.
um just the feel of of her chats and stuff. There was a lot of good people in there. There was a couple, trolls and stuff, that not very many, but she had a good I don't know, good people in her chat.
Yeah.
Lot of good
Just good people.
subscribers. And so it was really thrilling for me to get you guys to come over, um, because I gained good people. I didn't get a bunch of trolls and a lot of stragglers that, people that are, loyal and good people, generally genuine good people came from her channel, and it really it was really good.
Yeah.
I really miss her lives. I always seem to miss her lives, but um, especially with my schedule nowadays. My schedule nowadays is yeah. But
And Mac is pretty new and recent here, but I think he's a good addition. He's uh, he's
oh
been a
yeah,
pretty solid
absolutely,
trooper. Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Everybody here's been really, really good, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Every once in a while, I'll get the trolls in,
Yeah. Well, it's
but
been
yeah,
pretty.
the people that come in here are I don't know how to say it to are without sounding weird, but are loyal, like are loyal subscribers
Good people.
that
Yeah.
come in faithfully. They come in and they so that I think I'm fairly lucky, even though I don't grab a big crowd. It says I've only got 3 watching now. That's a real small crowd. But no, and that's what's really cool is that you know people that come in are here. They come in faithfully. They're I don't know if that's the word I'm trying to look for, but so yeah, it's pretty neat for me. You know, there's a lot of there's other people that come in here um, that don't come in here that miss me because I not miss me like it's I miss her, but miss my lives or whatever because I come on too late and so that I wish I could catch more often. But yeah. Yeah, I miss Megan's lives. I miss hanging out with her. I uh she said that she's just kind of steered away from YouTube, and I don't blame her whatsoever. I don't blame her whatsoever. You know, she's a lot bigger channel than I am, so she has a lot of people that will, she's got a lot more followers. So, I mean, I'm not a very big I'm not very big on D Live. I just I don't get D Live very well. It's a little bit more crazy, too crazy for me, I think. Um aw. Well, it's because we love you and care about the topics at hand. I don't blame Megan either, but I miss her as well. Yes, exactly. She's you know Megan is a good. She's good people. She's you can tell she's just like any truther out there trying to spill out the truth. Like she specializes in the true crime community. See that's kind of what I was meaning earlier was that people specialize in different things. Um, and she specializes in the true community, and she does a very excellent job on it. Um, and it's a that in itself is a hard subject for someone to cover all the time because it's such a you're dealing with all the indoctrination of the television because no true crime, all the fake true crime that happens is on television. Well, I guess everything that happens is on television. I guess if you look at it. But she's fighting with I don't know. It's
With the crowd that are following that story, whatever the story
right,
happened to
right.
be, and
So it's
it's
it's hard
basically a made for TV crime story.
right. and so for her to have to deal with that kind of client, the kind of atmospheres, it's got to be challenging. You know what I mean? And so I give her a lot of a, a change. Says, do I know Megan? Megan is think for yourself. She was in here earlier. Uh, that's her channel name is think for yourself. Change. Um, she's but she does the true crime stories like O.J. Simpson and like, oh, what was her the one that she could did for a very long time, with
The
Chris
Watts
Watts,
case,
the
yeah.
Chris Watts story, how she breaks it down to, really good. she
Well, I think a lot of the true crime story followers were there because they were following that story, not because they saw it in the same light that Megan saw it in. Because Megan saw it in is what it was, and I think a lot of those people were there because they were following the story. They were into the story.
I don't know. I don't. You could be right, Dub, but I'm sure she got a lot of people that did see because she always advertised it like that. But um, she had a lot of the same people all the time. She had a big following.
Right.
Um, but that's her specialty, and yeah, she I couldn't cover it. I mean, I know that they're fabricated. I know that they're hoaxes or staged or whatever, but she had a good breakdown of everything. That was her specialty. Is
Right.
how she could make all her points and have them all come together. Um, and like I said, I know it's a very she that was a very hard specialty to have. I would say, I very challenging, and I could see how that could be challenging. And she was good at it. She is good at it. Not was. I'm talking about her in past tense. It's just that she hasn't been on YouTube for a long time, and I actually got worried about her because I even wanted to see if she even still had a channel on YouTube, because not too long ago I had to check my subs to see if she was still up, because I was thinking about her and trying to figure out why I hadn't heard from her or seen anything from her. Yes, Pink says when you're talking about murder, you have to be so careful. But yes, but that goes along with all the mass shootings. See, I'm pretty good at mass shootings now. I never used to be, but uh, all the mass shootings that they show, and all the all that, it's almost like you you automatically know if it's televised and they make it big that it's going to be a staged event. And you know she was good at the true crime community. She was good at getting doing that. um but like mass shootings, they always talked about people being murdered. Of course it was a mass shooting. you know
Right.
um but yeah, that's how I met Megan, I think, because she was part. I don't know if I saw her a lot in the Vegas community, but that's where I started waking up, was the Las Vegas shooting. And uh started diving into all the what was going on there, like everybody else did. um but uh she did look into that a lot. So right, yeah, exactly. um it's a touchy subject, because when you're talking about people that they make this big story up, just like what was her name, gosh, I can't. I hate it when I can't think of people, but the Casey Casey Anthony.
Yes. Yeah. Good
It,
example. Long
yes,
time ago.
yes. That's another. That's another big one. That was a the staged event. Anything that's
Yeah.
been ever
Right.
put in the front of on TV and court TV and it made it's just it's a distraction and
Good morning,
but I never
America.
I followed that case. I really followed that case myself, but that was before I was, had my eyes open. Um, so it is the OJ Simpson, just anything that's huge like that. I can look at back now, going, I'm sure all of them, if they're on TV and they're making a big deal out of it, I'm sure, they're
Yes.
staged because that's what they do. That's how they do it. That's how they roll.
And if
Yep.
there's a shooting and the next day there's 100 videos on YouTube about it,
Well,
it's a
John
really
Benet
good hint.
Ramsey.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah, that was another one.
that was an early on one.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, but they all
Yeah,
were. I mean,
yeah. Yeah. Looking back, it's easy to see
yeah, it's
where they
easy to
were
go, oh
just
yeah,
yeah.
um, all the, even, what was his name? The American, uh, where the little boy got murdered, and then he did a big show. Uh, what was his
Oh
name?
yeah, the
America's Most
Americans
Wanted.
Most Wanted. Yes.
Yeah, that too was another. Because any they're all actors. That's just what's crazy.
Yeah.
Yep, John Walsh. Yep,
Yep.
yep, for sure, for sure. And if you were to tell, if I were to sit here, you know how many times that people say that, oh, being an auto hoaxer is, people could sit there. I used to be offended by that. I'm like, bring it on. It's fake until proven real. At this point in time, what I can see now, I'm not surprised about any of it. And people would be like, how could you say that Casey Anthony, that poor little girl went through hell, her
It,
daughter,
yeah. Yeah. Made for TV movie.
uh, it's to put fear mongering, distraction, gun control. I mean, they've got so many different agendas to keep people dumbed down so that they aren't paying attention to what's really going on,
Yes.
you know? But anyway, it's after midnight. I'm going to call it a night. I've only got, well, it says 4 are watching, but it keeps going down to 3, then to 2. It looks like Pink, you're the last man standing, and I know you're not a
Yeah.
man.
Pink's still hanging in there.
Yeah,
And Change.
I think change. I think I
That
don't know if she's still in here or not, but I
Change.
think she might have jumped to T's live because he went live.
Yeah. He was
So
gonna do karaoke.
yeah.
Yeah, she may have changed over. But
Oh, there's
good.
James. Hi, James. How are you? Oh, were you a larker? James James was a larker. You larker, you. Good to see you. No, yeah. It's just when people call me an auto hoaxer, those people are what I don't really care, because if you want to think that I'm an auto hoaxer, sure, people get killed. People,
Yeah, every day. Um, we have 3 people killed in a family here,
yeah,
and it gets mentioned on 2 different local stations, and that's it. Never hear about it again.
like I said, I've told people this story before. There's a guy, an employee that was killed at my job while while we all knew him, and he was shot and killed. He worked at the gas station. I worked at the grocery store, and we had a gas station that was connected to the grocery store, which was Kroger. It was owned by Kroger. But he got shot and killed during work because they robbed him. And that that was real. It was devastating. It was horrible. It was really hard to handle. Um, and that happened while I was working there. So things do happen. I'm not saying that things aren't real, but when they advertise it on TV like they do, yeah, it's probably not going to be real if it's a mass shooting or uh, something big like that.
Night, Pete. Thanks for spending the evening with you. Enjoyed having you here and your comments.
Agreed. But yeah, I'm not saying that things don't happen. People die every day from guns or from knives or from fighting or from domestic violence or you know in car wrecks and accidents and uh, you
Yeah,
know I know that there's
but,
shootings because I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico for a very long time, and high crime there. Boy, you always had to look over your shoulder living there. And so yeah, it's I know there's real out there. I'm not saying there's not, because I'm not
but
that stupid.
but after you learn a few things, it's easy to see what is and what isn't.
Right. And and
And
and that's what people don't get. They're like, "Oh, well, you're saying, you know, it's like they control everything. They control the weather, they control our
it,
money, they control our they control everything." And that's what people don't understand. Oh, they can't control me. I live in the United States. I'm an American.
yeah,
I
uh
I
huh.
live in I we're a free state,
We're
a free
free.
country,
Yes.
free state. Oh yeah, well, good for you. Um, they control the food.
I
Yes,
many years ago, when people would say we were free, I'd say yes, we're free to do what they allow you to do.
right. You
And
know the
yeah,
the
being
the
an
court
auto,
systems the court systems weren't put there for us. The court systems were to go against us. And that's what's funny is that I was charged. Okay, for instance, let me give you a perfect example. I was charged with a hit and run accident that never happened. I mean, I got put on probation. I had to pay restitution. I wasn't involved. My car wasn't involved. It wasn't even supposedly me driving the vehicle. And I got charged with a hit and run accident. My car was never involved in an accident at all. But the lady, and this was in Albuquerque, but the lady, the victim that got hit and run, saw my car in her neighborhood and said that was the car that hit her, and they came and charged me with it. I went to court. They did. All I had was a bunch of pictures to show them that my car was not involved in a hit and run, and they didn't believe me. That they tore me up. I was like, how could that be? I wasn't even the
uh,
one supposedly driving the car. Also, my whole defense was to show them like 40 pictures of my car having no damage, and that wasn't good enough. And they charged me, and I got charged with that hit and run. I had to be put on probation. I've never been in trouble in my entire life. I had a clean criminal record, clean everything record, and they charged me for that hit and run. and it never happened. I had to
And
pay this lady money, and she tried to have her insurance company come after me. It was just it was it that's our justice system for you.
we
So
we have a legal system, not a justice system.
right.
It's a strictly a legal system.
And so people don't understand that those courts weren't there for us. They're there to go against us. And believe me, I have real time real time stories about it, you know.
Yep, I've been
So
down that road.
yeah, and it was just amazing how they could do that. It was a bad cop. It was a bad cop. The lady did her own investigation. The cop, they came after me 30 days after the incident happened and said my car was involved in an accident. I was like, how? No, well, no, it wasn't. You know,
Dirty cop, dirty lawyers, dirty judge.
it was in Albuquerque, Pink. It was. I lived in Albuquerque for 38 years. No, yeah. So yeah, Albuquerque's dirty. It's a horrible. It was just I the 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 system there is really corrupt in Albuquerque. Horrible, horrible. Um, yeah, they came knocking on my door saying my car was involved in an accident. I was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah,
Everything was
because
strictly
not
hearsay. No evidence of anything.
Pink says
But
not me, but my husband got railroaded too. Same thing. They came after him 32 days late. Yeah, and they say that no one's you can't do your own investigation and then take it to the police. Well, this lady did. She said, "Oh, I seen the car that hit me," and they came after me 30 days later, and they said, "Yeah, 30 days ago your car was involved in an accident." I'm like, "What?" And the only reason, and it was a different cop on. It wasn't the same cop that was there during the accident. They didn't have my license plate was one number off from what they wrote down, and they said that was enough evidence because they could have wrote down the wrong license plate, but it was like a letter or a number off from what the lady had wrote down. And I said, so what license plate did you pull up the car that the license plate belonged to? And they said see, I was driving it was like a 94 Cadillac, and the license plate came up on a 99 Oldsmobile, yellow. But the original police report didn't have the color of the vehicle. And I said, so why didn't you guys go look for that car? Now, if anybody knows anything about cars, which if you're just a plain girl, you might not. But an Oldsmobile and a Cadillac you can get them mixed up really easy if they're big. They're big boats. They're both big cars. And so, if you're thinking of a 99 Oldsmobile, that's going to be a pretty big car.
right,
But they said it was yellow. And I said, who's to say that person never painted that car from 99 to whatever year it was? Like, I don't know when I got convicted of that. It was like maybe I don't even know what year. It was, I don't even want to remember it. But many, 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 many years later. So I'm like, who's to say that person didn't paint their car? And you could get those two mixed up pretty easy. But my license plate was one number off from the one they wrote down, so they found me guilty for that with
wow.
no damage, no damage, no damage to my car. But they said, "Oh, I could have got it fixed." Yeah. Do I look rich? Nope. So anyway, yeah,
That's our legal
yeah.
system.
Yeah, and it was a bad cop that came knocking at my door, and he was telling me I was guilty before he knocked on my door and said my car was involved in an accident. He was telling me it was involved in an accident when he's knocking on my door. So I'm like going, so he was already convicting me before I even had, I had two words to say. And I said, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't. And I
Uh,
started laughing and I said, no, it wasn't. He goes, you need to step outside with me. Is that your car? And I said, yeah. He goes, well, your car's been involved in that. So he's already telling me I'm guilty. He didn't ask me questions. He was telling me.
yeah. Yeah.
And
That's a
he told me as soon as I opened the front door that,
that's a bad sign right off the
yeah, he
bat.
was a bad cop. He was a bad cop. Bad, 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 bad cop.
Wow.
Today, you'd be able to prove you weren't in that location. That's too bad. You
Not
know,
necessarily.
um, I was in the neighborhood. I lived in her neighborhood. So it would be kind of hard not to prove that I wouldn't be around in that neighborhood. Do you know what I'm saying? But the lady pointed out my car. She said that looks exactly like the car that hit me, and so that's how they sent the second round of cops to my house. And I was like, how can anybody do their own investigation? How do you do that? I mean, they wouldn't even let me present the original police report. I went down and got the copy of the original police report to see what it read, and they didn't have the color of the vehicle. They didn't even say the make, model, or anything of the vehicle
Wow.
in the police report, but they would not let me use the original police report in as evidence.
You can't use our information against us.
They were like, how could you do that? No, they wouldn't let me use it. They said you cannot use that original police report as evidence. I'm like, well, that would prove that it's not my car.
What? Yeah. What?
They never said what color the was. They had a diagram of the lady got T-boned. Okay, like $2,600 worth of damage, but she got T-boned. Okay, they said it was a Hispanic male driving the car with a little girl in it. Okay, like an early 20-year-old Hispanic male. In Albuquerque, that's 80% of the people in Albuquerque because they're Hispanic. Okay, so and I'm like, so I wasn't even driving the vehicle, but I got convicted because it was my vehicle.
Wow.
And my vehicle didn't have any damage on it. Again, all I had to prove was to show them all the pictures there was no damage on my vehicle, and they said that wasn't enough evidence.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You T-bone someone with no front end damage.
yeah, that will chap my hide for the rest of my life
Yes,
because
I can
I
see
got
where it would.
convicted. I got convicted and put on probation and had to pay restitution for something that never happened.
Wow.
That will always chap my hide. But that's the kind of system that we have, and that system was not made for us. It was made for them.
Right. For sure. Good to see you back, Mac.
You had to take off and drop a sample off. Still at work. I'm afraid to ask what kind of sample. Could be a million things. Anyway, well, I'm glad you're still here. But yeah. So yeah, when people think that, oh, I'm gonna I'll just take them to court and sue them. Yeah, sure, pal.
Yeah.
Well, if you're being dishonest, then that's what's gonna happen. Okay. Ribs, lol, pork. Now you know what I mean by that. Kind of sounded weird. Thanks for justifying that. Okay, Pink. Well, thank you for hanging out with us, and I really appreciate you. But yeah, you will have to tell me about what happened to your husband. You know, I uh, I can only imagine, but I'm sure it's a good story, and I'd love to hear it. So thank you for everything, and thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it.
Yep, good to have you here with us.
Right, but as far as that goes, I guess I'm going to call it a night too. Thank you, Mac. Thank you, Pink. Thank you, Mark. Uh, let's see. T came in. Mark. Mark Klein.
Change.
Change. Danny.
Megan.
Megan. Uh, I'm scrolling. I always like to say thank you to all my people that hung out with me.
Yeah.
If I can get everybody in, but a lot of people came in. Chuck Middleton.
Yeah, Chuck
Um,
was here. Good to see him.
Appreciate you. So yeah, thank you to all you guys for stopping in and chatting with me. It wasn't nothing special, but I appreciate you guys hanging out and uh, yeah, as always. And thank you, Mr. Dub Wilkinson, for coming on with me and making my day. And yeah, I appreciate you guys very much so. And
I
yeah,
appreciate
it
you
made me
big,
feel a
big
lot better
time.
to do all that. Well,
Yeah,
thank
good
you.
to see Mac here. Mac, you did a couple of videos that I was going to comment on. They were little quickies, but you didn't have comments open, so I couldn't comment on them. But I saw them.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate you too. Very much so. And I always say I try to do more live streams, but it's just how I'm feeling, and they're always going to probably be on Monday because Sunday or
Yeah,
Monday,
that's the only.
those are my days off, and the other times at work I can't. I work overnight, so I can't do it. So
Yeah, Monday's the only whole day. The rest of our days off are chopped in pieces.
Max says I think I was dumb and put it was for kids. Oh, that could be. You better
Uh,
get that changed. You can go into your studio and change that.
that's
You can,
possible.
yeah, you can always go edit them in your studio on YouTube and change that because he's asking the moon ones. Dub.
Yeah. Yeah, forgot the word. But good picture of the moon. Good shot. Good clear shot. What kind of camera?
He said, "Let me see if I can straighten that out." I had to use the his uh I don't know
Oh,
how you say
yeah.
that.
A Nikon
A Nikon
P900.
P900.
Yeah, killer camera.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Flat Earth camera. Ha ha ha. That's cool. Right on. All right. Well, you all take care and appreciate you very much. And I will see you guys on the flip side. And hopefully, I won't wait 3 weeks to do another live. But if they push some propaganda out that strikes my eye, I just might have to do one earlier and kind of show it that way. But anyway,
Appreciate everyone coming and spending the evening with us.
yeah. Appreciate you, Dub. So thank you, Mac.
Thank you.
Mac says we bought it off some old boy in Japan pretty cheap. I wanted to prove to my wife that there ain't no flag on the moon. That's funny. Good night,
But
Change. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you, babe.
yeah, definitely. Uh, Mac, the flag was planted on the dark side of the moon where we can't see it. That's the way I've seen that explained.
That's
which,
funny.
yeah, which is crazy.
All right. Have a good night. You guys take care, and I will see you again soon, hopefully. Bye.
Night all.
Good night.